What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norman Radd 89 here, bringing you another video today. Finally got a chance to check out Eternals. I'm kind of catching up on some video or movies that I have missed out since 2021, and I know Eternals is one of the big ones that I missed out on. So let's get a chance. I was a little nervous about this one. Oh, maybe it'll break into my top 10 favorites of 2021, but we're going to find out. So we're going to get into some spoilers today. So if you haven't seen this film, go run out and watch it. You can catch it on Disney Plus right now and then come back to this video so we can talk about it. So Eternals is Marvel's new epic character driven drama with a big ensemble cast. It's a very enthusiastic, ambitious film. So let's get into it. And first we're going to go into my positives, then my negatives, and then we'll cap off with my rating, and then we'll end this video. So let's get into my positives of what I did like about this film. Is there are some cool characters in this film and cool character moments, like single scenes, like not the whole story. Not the whole story. Like we'll get into that when we get into the negatives and stuff. Not the whole story. There's literally just like snippet of character moments that are really cool in this one. My key favorite characters of this film that I think had the best chemistry clearly, and they were only on screen together for maybe like 10 minutes, but that was Druig and Makari. That's our like kind of our mind controller character, and then the one who's a speedster. Like their chemistry on screen, gold. And I love those characters. That I was so happy that they made it through to the end. But also, like I said, they're just like I said, really good key character moments. There are some cool, also like good costume design and good funny moments. I thought the comedy in here was actually kind of very natural. The costume design was really cool. It felt like a very epically produced type film. Like, you know what I mean? You can just feel the production value in it, and you can see the costume design and all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, it's just, you can feel that. But other than that, like I said, let's get into some, maybe like some of these other things might be mixed because I did enjoy the action. Let's get into there, but I'm not a huge fan of CGI. This was a major CGI fest film all over the place. Like basically every main villain in this entire film is a CGI beast. So it's like that part kind of really did bother me. The action, some of the action does look cool, and I like the way the powers play out and stuff like that. And like I said, some of the character moments are really good, but it is, like I said, very heavy CGI. So that's kind of like a mixed area where it's like the action is really good, but it's not amazing because of like certain things, you know what I mean, that are kind of holding it back. So also like Kamel Nanjani, I think I can't remember. I'm sorry if I butchered that first name, but he was another good side character as well. Well, not a good side character. He was an Eternal, but like he was a good character as well. But it just felt like he was on the side because we had two other characters in this film. We're gonna get into my negatives coming into right now. Starting with my negatives, my bad. I know I'm ranting a lot, but I just finished this video and my ideas are kind of just spinning on this one, the wheels. My negative, going into some of that, the two main characters for this film, Cersei and Icarus, I had a huge problem with them. Like, I really disliked these actors and these characters. I didn't feel the chemistry, and I felt like every moment we were spending with them, I felt like I could have spent with another Eternal, and I would have had a lot more fun. Like, they were like dragging me down. There's just, that part of it was bad for me. And like I said, I talked about how I liked character moments and key certain moments within the film between characters, but overall the story of this movie is just so much. It's very bloated. This is a very like just bloated movie. It could have easily been two separate movies, and I think it would have worked a lot better because by the time we get down to this third act, and a lot of the character moments are happening and betrayals are happening and things are getting revealed and people are having battles, and it's just, I don't feel any weight or gravitas of it. Like I feel like it should matter. I really do. I'm like, damn, like this should matter. This should be really big. Like I should care about this, but I'm just like, I haven't spent enough time with these characters yet, or you know, experienced enough things with them that I don't give a shit about them. You know what I mean? Like they play off that third act where it's like it should be almost end game level, or at least first Avengers game level status, and you're like, well, you know, I don't really care about these characters, Thena and you know Icarus and Cersei and Sprite. Like I'm like, what? Like all these characters kind of like, you know, they're lame. So it's like that by that time we get to that third act, I'm not feeling the weight of the film. But Oh man, like so there's that story just really did suffer, and I think it's more of I can't figure it out. I was trying to figure it out, and I think it's more of like the choice of director, the writers, everything. It's kind of all coupled together, you know, and Marvel, like with their ambitions of this film, that it was just very high. Like they had very high ambitions for this film and wanted to do big things and like introduce this, but I really feel like this could have easily been two movies, and we should have been having one part like this movie, like you know, one part of the story, the first act, like could have been like the whole first act going into the second act. I think could have been its own movie. Then the middle of the second act to the third act could have been another movie. Like that's how I feel, and like more, it would have just we would have had more important time with some of these characters, and it would have mattered, you know. And like some other characters, like I said, that I actually like or not, we don't spend time with them, or they get taken out right away or something like that. So there's just weird choices in this movie. It's not a horrible movie. I really was expecting it to be a lot worse going into this movie from some of the things that I've heard going on online and over the past like, you know, few months since it's been out. The things that I've heard, I'm like, damn, like this is going to be a pretty bad freaking movie. But it's kind of just like middle mediocre, like above average type film, you know, especially for Marvel. It's like the middle ground type movie. You know, there's nothing spectacular in this movie that I'm gonna remember forever. Like the next time I'll probably return to this movie is when I like forget this shit, or like I forget something about that I watched from this movie. That's when I'll be like, oh, you know, I'll go back and watch it or something, or maybe when I catch it on TV for free. But yeah, this like you know, it just was an ambitious film with a great ensemble cast, some good, very good character moments throughout the film, some decent action, and I was entertained. But once we got to that third act, it just dragged out for me. I didn't feel like I cared enough about these characters to be invested in that third act the way the filmmakers and writers wanted me to be. And it just, yeah, that landing spot was and our main characters, like I said, Icarus and Cersei, them two, I just think they were the worst. Like they had no chemistry, and I really do feel like they were the two worst characters in this entire film, and we spend the most freaking time with them. So there's just, it was a lot of kind of decent things in this movie, but then just kind of bad things. So it kind of like it balances itself out where it's just like middle mediocre ground. So I'm, you know, not like angry hating on this movie, and I'm not like enthused, thralled, you know, oh, can't wait for Eternals 2. Like it's just, yeah, like I said, when I forget about something from this movie, that's when I watch it again. So Eternals in my book is going to get a 6 out of 10. Like I said, it's very above average, you know, just mediocre ground type film. Wasn't going to break my top 10. I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, you know, or not nervous, but was hoping that I was going to be surprised, because there's a few films that I've watched recently where I was like, oh, damn, like those might have been in my top 10 of 2021 type thing, you know what I mean? Or I watched Pig, and like that climbed all the way to number 3 status, you know. I thought Eternals was going to be like, oh, maybe this will be kind of something special, but yeah, it's just mediocre middle ground. Like I said, nothing amazing that I had to go out to theaters to rush to see it or anything. So thanks for sticking around with me all for this review of Eternals. If you've seen the film, let me know in the comment section what you thought of it. Were you enthused and entertained by Eternals? Are you eager to see a second film, or were you kind of like me, just middle meh on it, or did you hate this film? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from all of you. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and have a safe and happy day, everyone. Peace out.